Hey, what is up, everybody? In today's video, I am going to be doing an unboxing of Sonic Cross Shadow Generations Day 1 Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this was a highly anticipated title for me. I don't normally pre-order games unless it's something really, really good, and this is a game that I was really looking forward to, primarily because of the Shadow Generations portion. Now, if you couldn't already tell by all this stuff you see here, I'm a pretty big Sonic fan. Can you tell I'm a Sonic fan? I got a Sonic action figure here. I got a Sonic Prime branded Rouge the Bat action figure here. I got Shadow the Hedgehog over there with which also comes with two collectible cards from a local dollar store. I got the Sonic amiibo that I bought like 10 years ago when amiibos were actually pretty decently priced. I got a Sonic X over here, the complete fifth season, which I got recently from my local library. They were actually selling it for $2. They were just trying to get rid of it, and apparently this is like, I think this is the final second. I think it might be the final season. I'm not sure. Second two or very final season. The one with Cosmos in it. And of course, I have the original Xbox 360 version, specifically the Platinum Hits copy of the original Sonic Generations on original version of Sonic Generations on Xbox 360. And who can forget the Nintendo 3DS version as well, which was also a completely different game and is also my very first experience with Sonic Generations. I eventually got my hands on the console version in 2014, specifically the PlayStation 3 version, which I no longer have. I did buy it digitally through Humble Bundle, so I ended up trading my physical copy. And I also have the 360 version thanks to Games with Gold as well. So yeah, I have multiple copies of this game. And in fact, I actually have every single copy of this game now because I have the Xbox 360 version, both physical and digital, the digital PS3 version, the 3DS version, of course, and of course the Steam version. And now this one. Of course, I may get the PS5 edition one day just because the PS5 version, unfortunately, or fortunately, actually, no, it is unfortunate. Unfortunately, it has some exclusive, platform exclusive stuff, specifically the opening, the Dark Beginnings animation, which was made to promote the game. But yeah, aside from that, every single version of the game is pretty much the same. At least for now. I mean, we have the Day 1 edition here, so it remains to be seen whether or not they're gonna do a re-release of this. They probably are, like what they did with Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces, where they have a Day 1 edition and then they have just a regular edition with slightly less stuff. But what do you get with the Day 1 edition? Well, as you can see here, we got Gerald Robotnik's journal, which is in fact a physical journal inside the packaging. Now, because the Nintendo Switch packaging is smaller than the Xbox or PlayStation, the journal itself is actually physically smaller, as we will soon see. And of course, because I live in Canada, the game is $69.99 Canadian, as opposed to $50 in the US. Now, you can see on the back here, Sonic and Shadow for a new generation, newly remastered and enhanced, new bonuses, collectibles, and more. Unleash new Doom powers, new story campaign featuring Shadow. Includes reversible cover sheet, which is neat. That's actually the reversible cover sheet. Number of players, it's a completely single player game. Would have been nice to have a multiplayer, I guess, kind of like Sonic Adventure 2, but I guess it's just too demanding or too much effort. Nintendo Switch Pro controller compatible. It's developed, of course, by Sonic Team, which is good because Sonic Colors Ultimate, a remaster of Sonic Colors, was done by was outsourced to a different studio other than Sonic Team, and the results were not that great. And it also didn't help that Sonic Colors was brought over to the Godot engine, which is completely different than what the game originally ran on when it ran on Wii. Sonic Generations, the original version on 360, ran on the Hedgehog Engine 1, but this game, I think runs on Hedgehog Engine 2. I know Shadow Generations does, but I'm I'm hesitant to say whether or not the original game is. I'm pretty sure all of it is now on Hedgehog Engine 2. I just I'm just not 100% sure, but I'm fairly certain it is. But yeah, let's actually open this packaging now. Now the game actually got leaked early, specifically the Switch version. So I did spoil myself. Kind of wish I didn't, because of course, it does ruin when you spoil something for yourself. It does kind of ruin the surprise factor a bit. Now, if only they could just make these easier to open. Okay, there it is. There it is. So yeah, this is the Year of Shadow. So kind of like the Year of Luigi. It's kind of, which is really just a marketing gimmick, kind of like the Year of Luigi back in 2013. So Shadow has been prominently promoted this year, both in games and in other in anticipation for the live action movie. Speaking of which, this game is also going to be getting DLC in the form of a brand new stage and outfit, costume. They'll have him. That is based on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie that's coming out soon, and they even got Keanu Reeves to do lines for Shadow. So normally Kirk Thornton is the voice for Shadow these days in the games and TV series, except Sonic Prime. But for the live action movie, he is going to be voiced by Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves did some voice lines for Shadow for the DLC that's coming out. So that's going to be neat. Okay, and I open it and the code is already exposed. So yeah, so here we have the code for that is exclusive to the Day One edition, unless you get the game digitally as well. But in any case, yeah, you get the Sonic Adventure Legacy skin, which is neat, I guess. So if I'm gonna be honest, it should have been in the game to begin with. And I kind of honestly, I just wish the good thing about Sonic Colors Ultimate, you could actually almost fully customize Sonic's shoes, his boost aura, his gloves, and yet here they just give you a skin, like it's this, and that's it. I mean, Shadow also gets his yeah. You also have the digital deluxe edition content, which you have to buy separately. Which I honestly, guys, I really wish they didn't do this. Just make it part of the game. But yeah, so Terios, something that I did not know. This is the original design for Shadow the Hedgehog, called Terios, and it actually makes much more sense now how a lot of people confused Sonic and Shadow. Just looking at this original design, he really does look like Sonic here compared to his final design. But anyways, yeah, so we have the Terrio skin, additional level, and skin for Shadow, which is coming out in December. Skill points, extra, BGM pack, and digital art book plus OST. The skill points, honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. Just don't even bother. The extra music tracks and the art book, okay, I guess. And then we have Gerald Robotnik's journal, which is much smaller than the other versions because, of course, the Switch packaging is smaller. They honestly, I mean, they could have made the packaging had a special big box packaging like they did with Sonic Colors Ultimate, just so they could fit the keychain, but they decided not to, and that's probably, honestly, I don't mind this at all. I mean, do I really need a big box? Just taking up space for nothing. So yeah, we have the Robotnik's journal, you know, which is all really nice. Definitely going to give this a read later on. Oh yeah, we also have Maria here, Maria Robotnik. This is all really nice. This, I do appreciate the effort placed here, for sure. Oh, and there's that I think Emerald. I never played Sonic Battle, so I don't know exactly. We got his air boots, sorry, air shoes. It's all really well done here. It's really, they really. Oh wow, this you can see just how. I mean, honestly, the only thing that would have made this not even better is if the pages were physically torn. But whatever. Property of the Eggman Empire. Inventory ID code. Internal use only with the gun logo over there. But yeah, that's the journal. Like, this used to be pretty standard stuff. It's like manuals and this sort of thing are like extra goodies used to be pretty standard in the past, but unfortunately that's no longer the case. And now we have, oh yeah, so we have the reversible cover, which is nice. And we have the game cartridge. Now, unfortunately, there is a patch. So if I could just put this into my Switch, we can clearly see that there is a patch. Whoopsies. So just pop it in there. And there we go. So now software update. Yeah, you do have to install a patch, unfortunately. But yeah, that's Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. And while we're at it, if we take a look over here, we can see the other Sonic games released. Sonic Frontier, Sonic Mania, Colors Ultimate, Team Sonic Racing. What else is there? Oh, Sonic Superstars, Sonic Origins. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, we have. The Nintendo Switch is reaching 8 years, and we have so much Sonic on here. It's just incredible. So yeah, and this is we're finally getting the console experience on a handheld, which is just incredible. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine this? The quality, of the console quality that we're getting on a handheld 10 years ago? Probably not. I mean, like I said, we have Sonic Generations on 3DS behind over here, and that game features completely different level design, mostly completely different levels and bosses. And speaking of which, the the BioLizard fight is present in the 3DS version of the game, and it makes a return here in Shadow Generations. But the thing is, the BioLizard fight originally came from Sonic Adventure. Sorry, it was a Shadow the Hedgehog fight originally from Sonic Adventure 2 and not a Sonic fight. So it was a bit odd to have the BioLizard being fought by Sonic. But then again, mild spoilers. In this game, Shadow Generations, we have Shadow facing off against Metal Overlord, which he didn't actually fight in Sonic Heroes. It was Super Sonic that fought him alongside Super Tails and Super Knuckles. So, yeah, it's an interesting reversal they pulled on us. What else was there? Oh, yeah. So, there's a total of 6 new stages now, thanks to Shadow Generations. So, and and oh yeah. Before I move on from the BioLizard, yeah, there's actually 4 different versions of the BioLizard's boss fight. So we have, of course, the original Sonic Adventure 2 version, the 3DS version, the version present in episode Shadow of Sonic Forces, and now Shadow Generations. So yeah, 4 different versions of the same song, and they're all great in their own right. Now, with that said, there are quite a number of songs, um, quite a number of other songs that also have multiple remixes, like Tropical Resort, and dare I say Green Hill. Green Hill Zone has like a dozen different remixes over the last what almost 30 years now. Yeah, it's been no, no. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's been oh yeah, it's been about oof, 30, 33 years. Yeah, yeah. Sonic's 33 years old now. Jeez. But yeah, okay. Let's actually start up the game and see what's going on. Now, of course, the Nintendo. Now, it goes without saying, most of the Switch ports of Sonic games only run at about half the frame rate, aside from Sonic Mania and the games featured in the Origins collection. So, unfortunately, this game is very much the same. It only runs at 30 frames, which is interesting because um, the game actually is capable of running at 60. And the reason I know this is because people have actually got the game running on emulators or modded switches. So here we have the title menu featuring a different song and background. So okay, we have a remix here of It Doesn't Matter, Sonic's theme from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Let's see here. What do we have in extra? Oh, we have manual and staff credits. I gotta scan that. Okay. They don't even include it. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we have a remix of Shadow's theme from Sonic Adventure 2. That's neat. And of course, we have the option to. And we also have the. Oh, okay. We can also go to the eShop and buy some stuff. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Let's actually test this. Obviously, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to try it out just to see. And of course, now we actually have the original menu from Sonic Generation. So there's no save data options. Oh yeah, we have plenty more options here, which is nice. Okay, let's try. Oh yeah, and one of the big changes. This game now has 3 save slots, which is great. Whereas the original only had 1. So if you wanted to replay the game all over again, well, you're stuck, having to delete it. Okay, so obviously that's a new feature, the drop dash. That's pretty neat. Okay, let's see. In terms of controls, it does seem to be about on par with the original. There is a heavy reliance on using the spin dash. Um, it's still certainly better than Sonic Forces though. Those controls were really poor. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop it right here. The game clearly works. I'm gonna be spending quite a number of hours with this game. Uh, it is by far one of the best 3D Sonic games ever made. I cannot stress that enough. If you're getting into Sonic for the very first time, Sonic Cross Shadow Generations is the way to go. Although you may miss out on some of the references. You know, they do make a lot in regards to the Shadow Generation stuff specifically. Um, it's heavily, if you've played Sonic Adventure 2 or the 2005 game Shadow the Hedgehog, you're going to get the full story, you're going to get the better context, but at the same time, the game does start off with a recap of those events, so you should be fine for the most part. It's just a matter of perspective. But anyways, guys, this video has gone on long enough. If you enjoyed what you saw, as always, um, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.